welcome back to another TerranScapes video. Today I wanted to take a look at the arena, which I recently showed as a finished project, but one of the advantages of being able to shoot videos of different projects as I complete them is it gives a chance for some feedback from the customer and a chance to revise some things. The customer, after taking a look at this, had asked me one of those questions, sort of as an artist, whether I thought more foliage could be added, moss, vines, something to enhance the wall on the outside slightly. One of the things I recently ordered, actually even previous to that conversation, is I ordered some new products from Silflor. And I'm going to be doing a follow-up video to this that discusses the Silflor products that I ordered in more depth, gives a little review of them, because I thought it's important enough that it needed its own video. But when those products arrived, I actually realized that they were so fantastic, one of them in particular, the Silflor Ivy, that I wanted to add it to the wall. And one of the other things that he mentioned is he wondered if perhaps the vines on the wall felt a little more tree-like than vine-like. And it's sort of an aesthetic choice. And so one of the things he asked is whether I could add some foliage to the vine stems and enhance the vine look a little bit more. So I don't know whether I've accomplished that per se, but I have made an attempt to dress up the outside wall significantly, and I think when I take you in here as a closer look, I think you'll agree that there's some real depth that's been added to this piece. So let's take a closer look. So taking a closer look at the wall, here you can see the original vines that were done with the woody stems, and here you can see a new vine that's been added. This is the Silflor Ivy, which is in O scale, and as I mentioned before, I had purchased some ivy, and actually there's a little tiny clump of it right here, that was in the wrong scale. This is their N scale, and so I decided right away to order the O scale so I could really take a good look at it and see whether it's something I wanted to add to pieces. And right away when I saw it, I knew that it had to go on this piece in particular and future pieces as well. Before I show you a very, very close-up, I'm going to try to do a real close-up macro of what this looks like. I just wanted to give you the overall impression. It's a much thinner vine, and it's pulled off of a sort of brick of hairs, and the leaves cling to those hairs and allow you to stretch it into thin works that you can then attach to the building. I'll get into how I attach this and what kinds of adhesives I use in the follow-up video, but you can tell that it has to be fairly thin in its adhesion points because you don't want that glue to be showing through, and that was a little bit of a trick to get that to actually work out. As I was going through and adding these throughout, and here's another example of where I tried to, rather than carry, whoops, let me center that, rather than carry more of this light green foliage down onto the trunk, I decided rather to take the ivy up a few of the pieces and have them curling around it to give them as well a better sense of age. And oftentimes when you see really large, stately, vines or trees or buildings, other smaller things that begin to capitalize on them and grow up them. And so I thought this was a great opportunity to sort of give it that feel. And here's one example of where it's shown up. The ivy is stretched in various directions and at various heights, but I've made it pretty subordinate to the overall larger vines so that there's some differentiation. So none of the ivy really stretches much higher than about this range as we go around the piece, although in a few places I did exceed that just for variety. Here's one of them that you can see here where I've carried it up just a little bit higher. As I was adding these pieces, I took yet another opportunity to address the bottom tier here, and I went around with yet a bit more foliage, an additional color, and actually I added in another, excuse me for the bump there, and I added in another Silflor grass tufts. This is their buffalo grass here, so that we have contrasting tufts of grass, we have more different colors of foliage, added some dark patches, a couple black, just to really, again, add some more depth to that and see if I could bring it to the fullest, to see if I could meet the expectations that are being presented. And here you can see, again, I've added a little bit more up the side. Let me see if I can pull in a real close look on this so you can get a sense of what this foliage really contributes at the macro level. So this is probably going to be the best shot that I can do, and I think it's going to highlight some of the key features that I wanted to point out of the new foliage. First, because it has these hairs intertwining throughout it, it has a sort of, I don't know, it's hard to describe actually. It's a very unique product. I've never worked with anything quite like this before. but it does give the sense, especially at the edges, of little tendrils trying to come out and cling to the bricks. Although overall you don't get a sense of a strong central vine work coming through it. But at a distance, this is, to be honest, this is about as unfavorable a look as you can possibly get, because nobody really looks at their terrain within, say, you know, this scale. So it just really wanted to show the absolute detail. One of the things that comes in, though, that you can see even at a slightly farther distance away, is that these leaves really have nice little lobes on them. They're 5-lobed roughly, and they have a fantastic shape. I was blown away by them and how realistic they looked. And it just because the leaves are nicely shaped and flat and then scattered along this sort of horsetail-like foliage, vining I should say, it really produces a unique look that gives a really nice sense of ivy, something that I definitely was pleased with when I saw it right in the package and wanted to take a look at it, you know, on a piece as well. Here's yet again another shot of it, and you can just really see those very clearly defined lobes on these leaves. So as a final look, I just wanted to pan around so that you could see some of the additional work that's been done, just give you a sense of the different facets of the arena wall. It is an extensive length. It's probably over 6 feet in circumference, so there's quite a bit of variety as you pan around the piece. And each place, you know, I tried to give it a unique feel, something with a little bit of a different feel. And the nice thing about this is there's really almost no way you can make it feel redundant. Each placement offers a unique lay as you try to attach glue to key points on it. Really interesting foliage. Adds a lot to the piece. So, hope you enjoyed taking a look at this, seeing some of the changes that I've made. And again, as I mentioned before, I do want to take a closer look at this foliage and compare it to some of the other products that are out there, at least one in particular, and give you a sense of not only what you get when you purchase this, a quick couple tips on how I use it, as well as the value that you get from the product. So stay tuned for a Silflor special video coming up right after this one, as fast as I can get it recorded and uploaded through YouTube. So anyway, once again though, thank you for watching, and thanks for all you who've subscribed to TerranScapes. And as I've said before, I really appreciate it. It's nice to know that people out there are finding these videos helpful, and that they're able to gain, you know, either tips, inspiration, you know, just pure pleasure watching, and it means a lot to me. So I just want to say thanks, and I'll be back real soon with some more videos. Again, I have a lot I want to show you. Take it easy.